Grand rising, everybody. Peace, love, and harmony to you all. I am Peacekeeper, and I'm out here in the heart of nature, here to raise the frequency. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Feels so good to be right here, right now, in this present moment. Here to share with you guys another powerful message. And today's message is all about fear versus intuition. Fear versus love. Today's message is all about the correspondence behind fear and our devilish nature also. And what is the purpose of fear? So, stay tuned till the end of this message if that topic interests you in any way, form, or fashion today. Now, let's start off with the correspondence of fear and the devil. So, in the Bible, they have programmed within us, instilled within us, fear God, fear God, fear God, fear God, fear God. That was the subconscious program that was instilled within me while growing up, from my religious background and belief system. So I used to go about being afraid of God. I used to go about being afraid of the divine. So hence that disconnected me from the divine because I was afraid of the divine. I was afraid of God. I did things out of fear of not wanting to go to hell. I did things out of fear of, not wanting to be condemned. I did things because I simply thought that I have to do it. I simply thought that I had no other choice because no one wants to go to hell, right? We all want to go to heaven. But that, my friend, was actually backwards. That, my friend, was actually the devil controlling you, controlling me. So my title yesterday, I said, how to escape the devil's grip. And I also explained, what the devilish nature is and how to transcend it. But there's still a lot more to say there. So I'll even dive even deeper into it today. So, for example, whatever it is you are afraid of, it becomes your God. Example, most people are afraid of the devil. Most people are afraid of what it is that they think that the devil can do to them. Most people are afraid of that because of all of the stories that has been told about the devil. So this is why if someone hear the word devil, they automatically think evil or bad. Right? The devil and evil is two different things. And I'll explain what I mean by the devil and evil is two different things. Because, you see, evil is wickedness. Evil is hatred. Evil is like a behavioral pattern within somebody who doesn't care at all. Cold. Stone cold killer. Stone cold. Evil. No remorse, no soul. No soul. No type of care whatsoever. Right? That's evil. People that do things also with intentions, ill intent, to harm somebody and affect them in a negative way without even second guessing the effects of what it is that they are doing What are the effects that it can cause on that person? How can it affect their lives? How can it affect their families' lives? How can it be harmful to those around? Example, let's say somebody who takes an innocent life with no remorse because they were paid to do it. They were paid because they wanted the money. They chose the evil ways to give up their soul to take another life just for money. So they have turned the devil into evil, but that was not really the truth of what the devil really is. You see, the devil, my friend, is not evil. The devil was never really evil. The devil was just a part of your protective instinct. A part of your protective instinct. So sometimes you may be afraid to do something. Like, for example, you may be afraid to put yourself in a position like in a cage with a lion. Your protective instinct is telling you that, hey, that lion might harm you. That lion might tear you limb from limb. That's fair. Part of your protective instinct, right? Part of your protective instinct. But fear and intuition is two different things. They've just taught us to live fear-based. And this is why people are in that survival mode mechanism where they do anything for money, where they're willing to sell their soul for money. And that, my friend, is when it becomes, easy to control you as a human being. Very easily. Like, this is one of the main tactics that the system uses against humanity. This is why there is so much fear-based programming out there. This is why there is so much news about, negativity and negative stuff out there to not harm, but to control you and to control your perception, to put you in that fear-based program, right? Intuition, on the other hand, is completely different from fear. You see, fear is that standpoint of either holding on to something in the past, a past event, a past situation that may have happened to you that did not end out play off so well, and you're now stuck there thinking that that will happen again. Example, the first time I made a dive off of that rock there, it did not end up well for me. It really did not. Cool. I damaged my air bell, my eardrum, and I could have chosen to, never do it again, because the outcome wasn't the best. The outcome was very negative, and it was something that I didn't want to happen to me again. So, really and truly, I could have chosen to stay in that reality, in that plane of remembering that experience, reliving that experience in that negative way, and fail to try again. But it didn't stop me. I allowed myself to heal by simply allowing time to pass. And then, over time, I tried again. Now, this being said, some may say, okay, you just hard-headed, or you just stupid, or stuff like this, or stuff like that, right? But no, it's bravery. It's the ability to transcend, a past experience and live in the now. Because that's the past. That's the past. That's what was. That's not what is. It is a possible reality. It is a possibility. But you see, the mind can only think about what the heart knows. So I know now that I would have been successful based on my first failed attempt, because now I got a deeper understanding of what to do and what not to do. And that's risky. What I do there is risky. I know I can't even die from that, possibly. But the truth is, this is also how you transcend fear. You see, many of us want to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. No one wants to let go of the physical self. No one wants to let go, really, but want to go to heaven. And the truth is, the only how you can enter heaven is by letting go. That's the only way you can enter heaven. And this is what brings you into intuition. This is what intuition is. Intuition is knowing an outcome before it happens. Not projecting an outcome, a past outcome that has happened before. Not projecting and reliving that, but knowing an outcome of a situation. Actually knowing this is the outcome, this is what will happen. It will happen, it is inevitable. That's knowing. Fear, on the other hand, is a perceived reality. It's something that is perceived that may or may not. Fear is chance, luck and chance. Intuition is knowing. There's no luck and chance in intuition. It just knows. End of discussion. Finito. Because intuition is omnipresent. Intuition is always here and now. Intuition is that feeling state. Intuition and that feeling that you get that doesn't sit well at times when you know, hey, I should not be here. That's intuition kicking in, telling you, don't be here. Fear, on the other hand, is like, I don't want to go there because I think that this might happen. No. Complete difference between fear and intuition. Intuition will tell you, I don't want to go there because it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't feel right. There's a difference between feeling and thinking. Sometimes you think about a situation and it has nothing to do with the situation at hand. But feeling is completely different. Feeling is that inner knowing, that inner sense. Sometimes you get that feeling and it's not based on a past experience. It's not based on something that you think may happen in the future. It's just something that sometimes you don't even know how to explain that feeling. Like you don't know how to explain it. But you just know that, no. Sometimes you just say no. Like for example, right? Someone may come and invite you to go somewhere with them and you just be like, no, I don't want to go. And it's not because you are afraid of leaving the room or leaving your house. You just don't want to go. You really just don't want to. And why don't you want to? Did you stop and think about, why don't you? Because something within you is not allowing you to want to. Something within you is pointing you in that direction of no. But we oftentimes go against ourselves. And when you go against yourself, this is how you end up in situations that is not aligned for the best outcome in your life. When it is you go against yourself. Another example. You see, in this present moment, I could have told myself not to make this message, not to make this video because I don't want to. Right? This is another example here too. But why don't I want to? Is it that I'm uncomfortable? Is it that I don't want to be uncomfortable? Is it that the not wanting to is because I'm not feeling to? Where is it coming from? So for example, that feeling can be coming from me thinking that I don't know what to say. So I'm afraid of, if I press play, what will I say? But I don't know what will come out. I still do it though, even though I don't want to. Why? Because I know the difference between if it's something that's coming from fear or something that I don't want to do because of my fear of it, or my fear of not knowing or being judged or thinking about, what would I say? But if I don't know what to say, fear. Intuition, on the other hand, it's like just let go. You go with the flow. Intuition, on the other hand, is like just let go and go with the flow. See, intuition is flow. Flow, flow. So for example, you see that first feeling that you often get at times? Example, let's say you walk into a room and that feeling is like a feeling that is just upsetting to you. Intuition is speaking to you, take time to check in with you. Take time to check in to get to that root of why are you feeling that way in that room. And allow the message to come to you. Allow the message to come to you, because intuition will show you. Intuition always shows you. It's always present. Present. Example. Another example, right? It's like I said, fear is a part of your protective instinct, a part of your protective nature, a part of it. Because a past experience, also a known experience of something that has happened, can happen or reoccur again. It can, it's possible. But this, my friend, is where you need to understand and see, do you want to change that reality, or do you want to leave that there, just let that be? Do you want to change that? Because really and truly, you can always transcend it. You can always break through that barrier. I've broken through a lot of barriers in my life, but I still have a little bit of fear from time to time. But I allow myself to let go of that fear, lose control. Because sometimes that fear is coming from wanting to control the outcome, wanting to control a situation, wanting to control something. That's why I said, it's your lower nature. It's that nature of, not wanting to let go. But get this straight yet again. Evil is something different. Evil is someone plain out cold-hearted, cold, black heart. Black is not bad, by the way, either. So I probably should not have used that color, but you know what I mean. No light, no essence. But the truth behind dark is also beauty. There's a lot of beauty that can come out of dark, and I'll break down dark some other time. But that word depiction that I use there, just use it to explain something that's, just blank. No emotion, no feeling, no meaning, no remorse. So with intuition, Your intuition never lies to you. See, your intuition, it's just there. It just is the all-knowing. But we've been programmed in so much ways to not trust our intuition, not trust our gut feeling. We've been programmed to not trust our gut. You know? We've been programmed to live in fear. So I understand why a lot of people have so much fear. I understand. But that's why I'm here to help you guys overcome those fears. That's why I'm here to speak the truth that will help you to empower yourself. That's why I'm here to help you to believe in yourself. That's why I'm here. That's why I've created this channel also, to help you become your best version and transcend those limitations. That's why I'm here. But know that I'm not telling you to be stupid here. Take calculated risks, because I take calculated risks. And at times, if I don't want to take the calculated risk, I just let be. Reason being, because oftentimes when you're taking even that calculated risk, you're trying to control every single outcome, every single situation. This was something that was very difficult for me personally to let go of, especially being a Capricorn, grounded in logic, rooted in the physical stuff. You know, as for me being a Capricorn, a lot of the times, like, seeing for me was believing. Grinding and hustling was the only way to do things. Doing. But now I've realized that there's much more to that. There's much more than just doing. There is way more. You know, so now I still do, but I take time to be too. You know, because I've realized that in being is also when I transcend fear. In being is when I let go of here. Let go of, not here, correction, let go of the past, or let go of the future, and I actually pull myself into the here and now. Being does that. That's why we are human beings, but they've turned us into human doings, which is part of our survival nature, survival mechanism. All of that down there with fear. Survival. Many of us want to go to heaven. No one wants to die. No one wants to let go of what they know or what they think they know. No one wants to let go. So this is where it's important to let go. This is why it's important to flow and be too. Be you. Like, for example, this is my breakdown. This is my understanding. I'm just sharing my perspective and my understanding with you. Because this is me. This is my reality. This is my lifestyle. This is how I know. This is how I've learned to trust me. So I say to you, trust you too. You know, trust you. You don't have to fit into my world. No, you can take whatever it is that I share with you from my world and apply it in whatever way that helps you. But really and truly, it's my world. This is my universe I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you my mind. All of me. Not holding back. That's all you got to do. Be you. Speak your truth. Live your life. Be your truthful, authentic self. But this is what I know. In my reality, This is what I have cultivated within my reality. This is what I have created within my reality. This is why I understand my reality. I also understand other people's perspectives. I also understand. Example. So, there are some people that, share about masculine and feminine energy, right? They can say energy if they want. I'm choosing to say nature. But I understand what they mean by when they say energy. I understand what they mean. But me personally, it's just nature. Because it's a human nature within all of us. But that being said though, that feminine nature or feminine energy, feminine energy, is that loving nature. Is that loving essence, which holds a lot of power. Which holds the source also, the supply of intuition, which is the supply of bravery. You see? Intuition, feminine energy. But you see, the intuition is really formed when the feminine essence is connected to the masculine essence. See? Different word. Both means energy, but different wording of the way that I'm bringing it across. See, I'm versatile. I am versatile. This is my mind. I am versatile. I can blend in anywhere. That's the world I've cultivated in here. I don't fight anybody else's reality or perspective. I'm just confident in mine. That's it. You can't break something you didn't make. You know what I'm saying? So, feminine essence, masculine essence. It's all the same thing in my book. Reason being, it's not different. Both complementary to each other. Positive, negative polarity. Or let's talk about yin and yang. Yin and yang. Yo-yo. Or let's talk about the seesaw. The high and low. The high can simply be known as the feminine energy, the higher, which is the love, vibrant, unity, unification energy. And the low, the physical, tough, doing, masculine energy, logical energy. Come on, so much different ways to explain this shit. I just broke it down today in a way fair and intuition. But really, it's not that hard to understand. Keep an open mind and keep learning and growing. That's what I do. That's the world that I've cultivated in here. So I say to you, like, for instance, I can even break this down even deeper than I'm breaking it down here now too. I don't externalize my power. What do I mean by this? I love. I unite within. And that connects me to the divine. Within. That connects me to my intuition. Because I'm not fighting within. No. So my reality also in the external is that of trust, because I have cultivated trust within. See, the beauty is within you. Within you. The world you choose to create for you. But with all of that being said too, I know divine law, universal law, nature's law. That's what I know. And I'm not budging on that. Because it's there for me to see. Clear as day, dark as night. It's there for me to see in so much different ways. Nature demonstrates its power to me every single day. Nature shows me its beauty every single day. And that's balanced duality. A beautiful thing is never perfect. Never. Nature shows me the balance of positive and negative. And that positive and negative is just an opposite force that creates that polarity that is complementary. Hot and cold, light and dark, night and day, love and fear. Love is the opposite of fear. That's why love transcends fear. That's why love is more powerful than fear. But the fearful energy is still there with a purpose. It serves a purpose. It's part of your protective nature. But to wrap this up and to sum this up here, when you become like this, one with all forces, one with all that is in existence, one intuition expands and flourishes and blooms. I don't know everything, but information keeps coming. Why? Some one with everything. Hello, I accept. That doesn't mean I let everything in. Like I said, I stand for the laws of nature. Nature also protects itself. I stand for the laws of nature. Say that again. Nature's laws. Show me every day. Protect yourself. Nature stands up for itself. Nature can be tough at times. Nature can be gentle at times. And I'll leave that message for a whole other day too. Because guess what? I've been yapping a lot right now. Right? But this is the truth. And this is why I live based on the laws of nature. Able to change, able to let go, not attached. I can easily detach myself from any situation, from anybody, from anyone. Easily detach myself. Because the truth is, it's a part of knowing who you are. It's a part of being whole within who you are. It's a part of understanding, my friend, that you do not need anything outside of you. Love and appreciate what comes with the outside views of things. Love and appreciate the people that come into your life. Love and appreciate the people that are there in your life. Love them. Appreciate them. But always remember, you don't need them. Need is something that you think you lack. We don't lack. So therefore we don't need. So therefore we're not attached. So therefore that also brings zero obligations. That's intuition for you. Intuition knows that. Intuition understands that. So this is why intuition is also laid back. This is why the feminine energy, feminine essence, the feminine nature is laid back. Yeah. This is why it is what it is. That's what the feminine nature is. But you see, most of us have been disconnected from that. And choose to live in our fearful nature. Choose to live in our logical nature. Masculine nature. Masculine energy. Which is fear-based, by the way. Yeah? That's the opposite force of love. But you see, when you transcend the fear-based reality and you move in to your loving nature, your true nature as a woman, now you become whole. Because now you're not living out of alignment to your truest nature, which is your feminine nature, which is your feminine essence, which is your feminine energy. I'm a man. Natural for me to be masculine. I don't even have to try to be masculine. Really. It's natural. But the truth behind this is men who are not connected to their feminine nature do things in a way without remorse and without any type of care for the outcome yet again, or for the effects that it may have, because they are just grounded in their masculine nature, in their fear-based nature. That's why they always try to control, manipulate, gaslight, and inflict fear. But that also goes on within females too. Females too. So I'm not just pointing fingers here, because it's there in all of us. And the truth is, in this world, in today's society, a lot of people are living in fear. And this is why I say, to transcend fear, be in love. To transcend fear, live in bravery for who you are now and who you are, becoming. Brave enough to transcend those fears. That's me. This is also my reality. A reality of bravery. A reality of bravery. Bravery transcends fear. Be brave enough to do something that you were once afraid of. Be brave enough to try. Be brave enough to make that attempt. And that's how you know. That's how you know. Because oftentimes, it's like I said, sometimes you can be playing over something that has happened in the past based on your logical perception, based on the logical thinking mind, and then you hinder yourself from transcending that and breaking through that barrier, transcending that barrier and creating something new. So example yet again, after those failed attempts to me, I've been able to create something new. Now I do my diving and I don't damage myself anymore, because I've transcended the fear. I've let go of the part of me that was holding on to the past experience of being hurt, falling and damaging myself again. I've let go of that, and I said to myself, try again. And I'm here now, I'm standing now. But like I said, I take calculated risks. Calculated risk. Before I do any dive, I analyze. I think about the possible outcomes, yes. I think about the possible scenarios, yes. Situations, yes. I do. But once I get that feeling, that go ahead within me telling me, hey, take that jump. Jump, just jump. Take that leap of faith. I'm taking that leap of faith. Because guess what? That's an ego death. That's an ego death of what is that I once thought would have taken place. That's an ego death of what it is that I once visioned. And let go of that vision. And I choose to vision myself being successful. I choose to vision myself. Hey, feels so good to be alive. Feeling alive. Transcending that fear. Transcending the ego-logical aspects of things, and actually going to heaven right here on earth. So much ways to go to heaven. So much ways to transcend heaven without actually, you know, leaving your body. Heaven is that feeling which you cultivate within yourself. Heaven is your inner peace. Heaven is that state of being. That's your intuition also. State of knowing, being, breathing, loving, intuition. No longer have to do anything to figure anything out. No? You just know. Damn, I've yapped a lot today. Yap. Yada yada. Chit chat. So I hope, this explains intuition to you guys today. I hope this also, not hope, I know this has really and truly blowed your mind, especially if you have sat through this entire message right down to the end here. So, hey, stay tuned for more messages like this. Tomorrow is yet another day. But guess what? Tomorrow is still not given. So be in this here and now, this present moment, and enjoy your life today. Great things are coming your way. Know that great things are always coming your way. Believe in yourself 100%. Trust yourself 100%. Love yourself 100%. Love what it is that you do so much that you are not afraid to do. Peace, love, and harmony to you all. I'm out. Until tomorrow. One love.